Hey up everyone, hope you're all doing well. Well, you're not doing the best if your name's Israel Adesanya, because you're on the receiving end of a big right hand from Nasruddin Imavov. Now there's a lot of talking points for this fight, and a lot of people may be asking what's next for Imavov, and that's a great question, but for this video specifically, I want to talk about what's next for Israel Adesanya. Because at the moment, Israel Adesanya is in his Kamaru Usman phase, where he is 0-3 in his last 3 fights. Lost to Sean Strickland over a decision, kind of got dominated as well. Lost to Dricus du Plessis, where he did a lot better, but got finished in the 4th round, I believe, by submission, and then just got finished in the 2nd round against Imavov. It's always crazy to think about this sort of thing when, you know, they've been running that division for a very long time, and then all of a sudden they're on a losing streak. It's always a big shock and like just a crazy thing and a confusing thing whenever it happens, but it always happens because every fighter has their day, they have their period, and some fighters have a longer period compared to others, and Adesanya did have quite a long time on top, but now he's starting to decline. So what is next for him? Now I do believe that the obvious answer is retirement, but first I want to explore if there is anyone else he could really fight. So first off, let's stay in the middleweight division. So he's already lost to Dricus. Can he get another title shot? No, he's just lost, so that's a no-go. Strickland rematch. Maybe if Strickland loses, but even then, that'd be very, very, very nice for the UFC to give him a rematch against Strickland. Doesn't exactly deserve it. Hamzat, he'll be fighting for a title next, so no. Whittaker, they're mates now. We've already seen it twice, and he's 2-0 against Whittaker, regardless of what you think of the second fight. So I doubt we'll see that one. Just lost to Imavov. Caio Borralho, I mean, maybe that could happen if he wants to get straight in there, but would people get excited? I think they would. That's definitely a possibility, but I'm a bit shaky on that. I don't exactly know, but that's definitely a possibility in the middleweight division because we haven't seen it before, and it's a fresh new face in Caio Borralho. Marvin Vettori, no, we've seen it twice. Cannonier's got a fight against Gregory Rodriguez. Wouldn't want to see it anyway. Maybe fights Gregory Rodriguez. Doubt it. Brendan Allen's fighting Anthony Hernandez, maybe the winner of that, possibly, but again, doesn't really get you itching. And the rest I'm not even going to talk about, but the main one there in the middleweight division is Caio Borralho, in my opinion. We haven't seen it before. A fresh fate, a different stylistic matchup, you know, another grappler, so maybe, but doesn't exactly get people going, in my opinion. So we'll move up to the light heavyweight division. People have wanted to see Izzy back in the light heavyweight division. You know, he's only been there once against Jan Blachowicz, and he was very undersized and lost quite comfortably against Jan Blachowicz. The big problem with light heavyweight, if he's moving up to light heavyweight, it's to forget about the middleweight division because there's no real chances of him getting that title back. If he moves up to light heavyweight, well, the chances of him getting that title back is again very, very slim because he's already losing the rivalry against Alex Pereira. He kind of buried the hatchet now as well, and he got, I'm going to say lucky, I'm not going to say that at all, but you know, it was very contested fights against Pereira at 185, where 185 Pereira was really draining himself. So going up to 205, is that the smart move to fight Pereira? I don't think so, and he wouldn't be able to get a title shot straight away anyway. So let's look at the contenders in the light heavyweight division. Ankilev's fighting Pereira. Who knows what happens there, but I suppose it's an option maybe, but he wouldn't get a title shot straight away. Yair Prochazka, a lot of people want to see this fight, so I wouldn't mind it personally if he did go up to 205. Jan Blachowicz, I wouldn't really want to see the rematch between these two, I'll be honest. Jamal Hill, maybe. I think he's boys with Jamal Hill low-key though, so maybe not. Rakic I don't think would be a terrible fight, but Rakic can be some stinkers. Allberg's one of his boys who he trains with, so no. Khalil Roundtree. And then the rest of the names in that weight division just don't really sound like something Adesanya would fight. A big star like Adesanya would really fight, so his options are really limited if he does choose to carry on fighting. And now we get to the obvious one. Should Israel Adesanya retire? I think it might be time. I've just been defending him, saying no, he's been looking good, but it's not about him looking good. It's just, who is he going to fight? Out of all of them who I just named from light heavyweight and middleweight, Caio Borralho is the only real sensible one, so maybe Caio Borralho. If he goes up to 205, actually, you got that problem with Alex Pereira being champ and possibly meeting Alex Pereira again. The only real one at light heavyweight I'd like to really see him against would be Yuri Prohaska, but I think that also with the same management, which could also stop the fight from happening. So I don't know. I think maybe it is best that he retires, not because I don't think he can still go at it against the elite, more so because there's just not many names, like any fresh faces other than really Caio Borralho, which we don't know what's happening with Caio Borralho, so maybe it could be Caio Borralho, but if not, retire. He's won the championship bout at middleweight twice now. You know, he won it against Whittaker, he won it back against Alex Pereira. You know, he's had a load of title defenses, cemented himself as maybe the third best middleweight of all time if Dricus is able to keep the title a bit longer. He's second for now, but he could drop down to third, but still one of the greatest middleweights to ever do it. Had a nice decent little reign. There's nothing more for him to really prove, to be honest with you. But I just want to stress, I don't think he's entirely finished. I thought he was winning the first round against Imavov. I know Imavov, sorry. I know Imavov just gave a bollocking to anyone who says his name wrong, so I'm sorry, don't beat me up. But yeah, I thought he did really well against Imavov in the very first round. Imavov, I think I scored that round for Adesanya. Imavov just landed that big right uppercut in the first round. Other than that, he didn't really do much. In the second round, he got caught against Dricus du Plessis. He was doing really well in my opinion, and against Sean Strickland, yes, he wasn't doing that great, and he's the only one to also beat Pereira in the UFC, which was only like, what, 2 years ago. So I don't know, I don't think he's completely finished. Again, it's just for lack of opponents what really fuck him over, to be honest with you. But yeah, guys, what do you think is next for Israel Adesanya? What do you want to see him do next? And what do you think of his career overall? Would you put him in the top 20 of all time? Where would you place him? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.